welcome to Women's Wellness. I'm JoAnne. I can't stress enough how wellness is made up of a bunch of different components. It's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, and today we're going to talk about something that every single woman, believe it or not, struggles with, and it's our physical beauty. And to help me explore this topic, I have with me leadership life coach and certified positive psychology and also surviving, Lori Kayser.
Thank you, JoAnne, for inviting me today. I appreciate it.
So, Lori, I received a wonderful statement from one of our breast cancer survivor sisters, Yvonne.
Okay.
And in that statement, she had said, understanding, accepting, and liking my body as I try to get better. Oh my goodness. Because
Yes.
I completely resonate with that topic.
Sure.
I mean, it left me with speechless. And that's when I reached out to you. So, how do we even begin addressing this topic?
Well, so for those of you that have had, perhaps breast removed, or just by cancer, lots of surgeries, and you look in the mirror, you see scarring, or maybe it's just, hey, through all this stress, I'm finding myself, I feel like I'm aging in ways that I'm just not comfortable with. So I'm here, and I want to be here. And what we want to really share with everybody is embracing yourself today through the entire process of getting where you want to go. So that vision of wellness that you have for yourself. And that's what we heard with Yvonne's comment is, I want to, and let's just pretend for Yvonne, she wants to lose a couple of pounds for, whatever reason. So how does she accept her body and embrace herself, even though she hasn't lost the weight that she wants to lose yet? So all of us have something we want to be different about, maybe our beauty.
Sure.
And when you and I were talking about when you got Yvonne's comment of the pressure that women feel in society about looking a certain way. This is what beauty looks like.
Yeah.
So let's, as a group, let's define beauty for ourselves.
Each individual.
Exactly. And take the time to sit down and say, what is beauty to me? And one of the things that you and I talked about is beauty can be being a really kind person, being confident, being smart, being really loving in the world. And see the difference between that type of definition as opposed to only concentrating on what we look like on the outside? Because really the term beauty, resonates from the inside out. There's a lot of truth to that. So when we feel good about ourselves, we're going to resonate that out into the world, and that's where beauty actually comes from. Hey, I'm happy to be me, and I'm navigating the world with this smile and this confidence about myself. And every woman can help that dialogue.
Yes.
How are we talking and defining beauty as just even when you and I sit down with each other?
Yes.
And yes, we want to feel beautiful. Let's be real here. And optimize everything that we have. But there's times where we look in the mirror and because of the pressure of society of defining that, we're not going to measure up to what that definition is. So create our own definition of beauty and be 100% comfortable with that, realizing it's a journey that we're going to be on to get ourselves there.
Absolutely. And realizing that you should be loving yourself through this entire journey.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the steps that they can start their journey.
Sure. So one of the things, and I call it the hope process, let's first define hope. What is it? Is it a feeling? Is it emotion? So for Yvonne, I hope that I love my body through this process of change. So is it a feeling? Is it emotion? What C.R. Snyder's work shares with us is it's actually a cognitive and thinking process. So by knowing it's a cognitive and thinking process, we can do something with that that's hopeful.
Yes.
And that's what we want to impart on everybody. And Brene Brown, I'm a huge fan of hers. In her book, Daring Greatly, she talks about this. So for those of you that want to learn a little bit more, that's a great book to start. So as we shared with you, hope is a cognitive and thinking process. And hope is a function of struggle. Think about that.
Yeah.
It's a function of I'm here, I want to be here, I don't know how to get there. Hope is a trilogy of the following things. goals, pathways, and agency. And let's do a deeper dive into all of those. So, goal. And let's use losing weight's an easy one.
Yeah,
so,
that's
because perhaps by treatment, or you couldn't work out as much as you wanted to because you were going through steroids, yeah, medication, all of the above. So I want to lose 10 pounds. That's the goal. 2, the pathway. What's the strategy that we put into place to help ourselves lose that 10 pounds? And that might be putting shoes by your bed so when you wake up, you know, I'm gonna start today, I'm gonna do that 2 miles, and then, so there's the exercise component.
Right.
And then I'm gonna have a nutritional, healthy, wellness eating plan, and let's be mindful of the words that we use. That's not a diet, it's a lifestyle choice.
Right.
We are choosing to eat healthy. And all of us need to define that for ourselves too. Some people eat meat, sometimes they don't, you know, whatever that is.
Right.
But you have a strategy in place. So the physical exercise, the body, also eating right. We want to keep our mind healthy. Take some time to reflect, prayer, meditation, whatever that looks like for people, to get yourself in a really healthy mindset to take on these goals that you have for yourself. The science is extremely clear. Mindset matters. So how we go into achieving our goals. And then finally, we call it agency, self-agency. The belief that you can attain and accomplish that goal that you have out for yourself. That's really, really, really important.
Absolutely. You can't do anything if you don't believe in yourself.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right. And what that is I can persevere and be tenacious and stick to my goal even though today was a bad day. I didn't get up and exercise for whatever reason. I ate that ice cream that I really didn't, you know, it wasn't my day. Just, permission to be human.
Yes.
We are not going to be perfect.
And life just happens. Things come up. Not to
Just
stress out about it.
exactly.
Yes. Pick up tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay, I wasn't perfect today, but I'm going to make up for it.
And take also the time to say what was going on for me when I made the decision not to work out today, to eat on not the plan that I had set out for myself, so that we can start to notice maybe some patterns of when I'm lonely, I do X, Y, Z, or when I'm tired, I do this. And think 4 things tend to get us off of our goals. It's being hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Okay.
So take a pulse on those 4 things, and more than likely one of those got you set, kind of got you off kilter for the goal that you wanted to have. So let's just review that whole process, because it's really powerful. Someone's here, JoAnne is here. Wants to accept her body the way that it is, and she has obviously a plan in place to be healthier, to maybe
be better.
Be better.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the goal? What's the pathway to help you get that? What's the strategy you're putting into place? And then the belief, that self-agency that you have, that you can say, hey, I can do this. And the best way to keep on that pathway of I can do this is think about a time that you accomplished a goal in the past. And when we say, I did it, and then that's that learned optimism. Is the more we do those things, then that belief in ourselves get greater and greater, because we have a pattern and a history of success. So
absolutely. Lori, we were talking about how every single morning to get up and to help us through this journey were those 3 things that we're grateful for.
Absolutely. Okay, so what does that do for us? Why is that so important? Coming from a place in our lives of gratitude primes our life for success. It primes our brain, actually. So when we sit down and we think of, okay, I have what are 3 things that I'm grateful for today? Our day's going to look a lot better than if we sit down and say, I'm miserable, I'm this, I'm that, and what have you. So it's just a way to say, I'm really thankful. And maybe I'm not 100% where I want to be in wherever component of my life, but I'm still going to find gratitude in exactly where I am, knowing that I have that plan in place for myself to be more of who I want to be and what I want to be in my life. So gratitude is really, really key for feeling good.
Yeah.
Priming us for that life that we want to create for ourselves.
Exactly, and start your day in a positive note.
Mm-hmm.
And those gratitudes every morning can change, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. As part of the plan, we didn't mention this when I was going through the steps, but have an accountability partner.
Yes.
So having that support in our lives, we are hardwired for connection. We are not meant to go through this life alone. When we have support systems in our life, there's a higher likelihood that we're going to attain that goal that we want to achieve. So ensure that you put healthy people in your life.
So let's see, wrapping it up. Couple things. Remember that we all are very unique, and just be you. That's a wonderful and incredible person, just being you and accepting who you are. We'd really like to hear from you, and remember, what you share, will really help someone else who's struggling. So please share any comments or what beautiful may look like for you. Also, I wanted to say, I can't thank you enough for coming and being here today. I don't think I could have got through this question alone. Do you have any leaving questions or thoughts for the audience?
Yeah, to really wrap up today is to have each of you sit down and really ask yourself, when I look in the mirror, who am I? When I look in the mirror, who am I?
Absolutely.
Really get clear on that.
Extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lori, for being here. Yvonne, thank you so much for having the courage and sharing.
Absolutely.
This is JoAnne with Women's Wellness. Thank you so much.